It's not about to get any easier for Chelsea either, and Pochettino said after the game that the biggest challenge they have is consistency. This is what's ahead for them.
Yep.
And you pick out a few there, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal in there as well. It's not an easy run.
No, and I think if they have enough positive results from that upcoming schedule, then I really sit and think we could say, well, he's turned the corner with this group and they're buying into what he's doing and all that sort of stuff. But at the moment, until they do that, I'd hate to say this, but they're kind of not worth talking about, really, to a certain degree. I said at the start of the season they would be an afterthought, and they pretty much are. Yeah, they're in the FA Cup. Yeah, they're in the Carabao Cup final, and maybe they will prove me wrong in those games. But at the moment, they're not worth talking about much more than some of the other sort of mediocre sides, and it's kind of where they are. I'm not very often lost for words, but I'm kind of flummoxed here in what to say about this. I mean, the Villa game was different. Villa was a proper, that was a really good away performance. OK, Villa have faded and are a little bit more jaded, but, they'd only been beaten once at Villa Park until, obviously, United beat them at the weekend. They'd only been beaten once, and that was Newcastle. So that was a little bit of a scalp. FA Cup away from home after the draw at Stamford Bridge at Villa Park. That was something to sit back, that was pretty good. If they can do that for 5 or 6 games, which they've got coming up, big games, and get positive results in the majority of them, then maybe we could sit and say, yeah, he's on the right track. If they were to lose four or five of those games, he's back in the mire. He really is, and he's going to be under pressure again. So the next, 3 or 4 weeks is going to be just as important as the previous 3 or 4 weeks for Mauricio Pochettino.
Mario?
Yeah, no, look, before we started the season, we already said that as well. And on that scale, I definitely agree with what Greg said. You understand that it's a difficult situation, but also where they come from. So I think sometimes people have to understand when the change happens, it's very difficult to find the right metaphor in the sense of like how you're going to grow your team. And I think now, why are we seeing so many ups and downs at the bigger clubs? I think sometimes they get caught by having great individuals, but they don't perform as a team. And the moment when they perform as a team, we go like, oh, they did okay. And I think, and when we watch them as individuals, we demand more of them. And I think when you watch, for example, even today, I saw first half, I didn't see a team performing really well. But in the second half, I saw a team outsmarting the other ones. And I think that is kind of like what Chelsea's playing with. Because regarding if we're talking about the Liverpool final, the City is also like a final for them. Because when they go to City, they, like I said last week when I was on, I said, it's very important how you go into a final. We have all come across finals ourselves. And the most important part for a final, people can say whatever they want, is the confidence that you bring with you when you enter a final. So when they are playing City, you don't want to lose and look so bad. They don't have to make the game because we clearly know that they are not there to make the game when they play City, but they're going to sit back and try to maneuver and hit them on the break. Okay, but then they're going to play Liverpool. You're playing a final, it's a one-off game. What are you going to do? So those are the kind of key things when they start, coming towards the end of this month. I think it's going to be very, very important in what they're going to do in the next step if they want to keep on growing.